Mercedes has taken the meaning of performance to a completely new level. In fact, it plans to redefine what performance is with this, the all-new Mercedes-AMG GT four-door coupe. Now, this is an all-electric hypercar. It has 3 axial flux motors, is powered by a 106 kilowatt-hour battery, and produces a mega 1,169 horsepower. That propels this car from 0 to 100 in just 2.1 seconds. So really performance on a completely different scale. 0 to 200 rocks up in a ridiculously quick 6.4 seconds. And top speed with the optional driver's pack is 300 kph. Forget anything from BMW or Audi. This hyper EV wants to give the Ferrari Lucci sleepless nights. These insane figures are for the GT63 four-door coupe variant, but at launch you can opt for the lesser GT53, which has just 816 horsepower. So there's a lot of crazy tech packed into this car, but before we go under the skin, let's just have a look at the design. The first impression is of a road-hugging, well-proportioned coupe. At just over 1.4 meters tall, it sits 4 centimeters lower than the old V8 car. And that does raise the usual ground clearance concerns for our roads. The AMG-specific front end has a concave grille and with vertical slats that can be illuminated. But the nose isn't perfect. That prominent grille and slim light bar feel visually split. It's more of 2 elements than one cohesive design. All in all, this is a stunning looking car with some terrific detailing, like the power domes on the bonnet, the muscular shoulder line, and the 6 circular turbine light elements at the rear. You get active aero, and the headline act is the active rear diffuser which glides in and out. Owners will want this not for increased downforce but just to flex. Well, for all the tech inside this car, this is a pretty ordinary looking key. Otherwise, there's nothing ordinary about what is an extraordinary machine that takes EV technology to the next level. At the heart is an 800-volt sophisticated battery pack with an electrifying, no pun intended, 600 kilowatt peak DC charging. This allows you to zap from 10 to 80% charge in just 11 minutes, adding over 460 kilometers to range. But the magic is in battery cooling. The thermal management is so good that you can sustain serious performance on a track day with a continuous power output of 721 horsepower. And to put all that power down, the chassis is very high-tech. It balances power from the single front and 2 rear motors via a sophisticated air suspension. It also has an interconnected hydraulic system that replaces anti-roll bars to give semi-active ride control. It's a remarkable bit of hardware and software integration that allows you to independently tune response, cornering agility, ride and traction across 9 stages. And for that, you have 3 rotary dials in the center console to play with. Well, here I am in the cockpit of the GT four-door coupe, and again, it is very, very driver-focused. As you can see, you've got these 2 screens for the driver over here. The center one also tilted forward, not in the same plane as the passenger screen. So really showing its sporty intent. Even the digital panel, again, to kind of hark back to a little bit of ICE nostalgia. It's got, it mimics retro dials as well. Steering wheel is the new generation of Mercedes steering wheel. So you've got scrollers for the volume and of course the cruise control over here. Lots of carbon fiber and everything that you touch in this beautiful brushed aluminum. So really quality, again, very top class, but I have to say that the driving position, very spot on. The seats are superb bolstering, and just even with the car standing still, it feels very, very fast. It even sounds fast, and that's one of the toughest tricks to pull off in an EV. What Mercedes has done is injected a lot of emotion into this. Hard to do with EVs, but really Mercedes has taken things to a completely different level, because what they have done is they have injected V8 sounds and noises into this. That V8 soundtrack is built from over 1600 sound samples, all blended in real time to recreate the AMG GTR's iconic engine note. So you've got multiple drive modes. This is in comfort. I'm toggling it there, and whew, in Sport Plus, it's as if an engine has come alive, a V8 has come alive. Hard to believe that actually this is an electric car, but it's just amazing how Mercedes have mimicked the sound of the V8, and it actually sounds not only good, but it sounds genuine. And to really give that full experience that this is a nice car, you've got, let's say, an RPM counter here, and it shows that this is idling at around 800 RPM. You can hear that little gruff burble. So honestly, even when you're at a traffic light, you've got really emotion coming through the speakers. It's not just the sound, but the whole experience that's engineered. The soundtrack crescendo builds with speed, and you even get simulated gear shifts with haptic feedback, just like in a twin-clutch gearbox. There's no question it genuinely feels authentic, but will hardcore enthusiasts buy into it? That's the big question. Then again, in an increasing digital world, AMG clearly thinks they will. Now, you're not going to buy the GT 4-door coupe to sit at the back, quite honestly, but the point is you do have the practicality of 4 seats, how comfortable they are, where frankly the under-thigh support is pretty good, and that's because if you see the battery pack, it's got these 2 kind of cavities in here, so you can put your feet down. It doesn't push your feet up to give your knees up position, but quite honestly the seat back is a bit too upright, and I've got this massive headrest in front of me, and with all that G-force and that crazy acceleration, well, I've got a headrest here to kind of hold my neck up. But this isn't a place you're going to like being in, but again, it gives it that added touch of practicality for the family, which a lot of owners will want. And talking about practicality, well, it's a pretty spacious boot, actually a bit shallow, but very flat and wide. The boot is 507 liters, and you have a frunk too with a useful 62 liters. And of course, in these cars, you don't get a spare at all, because that's really where the motors are, the batteries are, maybe just some sort of a puncture repair kit. So best not to have a flat on in this car. But again, combination of practicality and phenomenal performance. And of course, EVs, they are just so easy to drive, sometimes easier than hatchbacks also, because there's no transmission, there's no high-strung engines. It's just seamless electric power, and with emotion really plugged in with the acoustics. All that tech and that massive battery means weight. This tips the scales at over 2.4 tons. The Mercedes-AMG GT 4-door coupe is undoubtedly special. The AMG GT4 is a technological tour de force. It aims to redefine the concept of performance. It's a car that's embracing the future without letting go of the past. We can't wait to drive it.